Hey, this is Erik from FitLab again. Today we're going to continue the discussion to a little bit more of a detailed point of view of our stability, instability, and also how it applies to running. Basically, we're going to try to define a little bit more of what we actually mean by stability. So a lot of people think stability is standing on one leg for a long amount of time. It's not, right? So stability, as we define it, is everything is in the right position, doing what it is designed to do. Okay, that means that every single part of your body has a job and it's doing that exact job. It's not compensating where it's doing the job of another muscle that's a little weak or a little too tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of own in on the hip. It's something that's very common amongst runners. Two, it's very common because most runners go to work and they carry this really bad habit of anterior pelvic tilt into their running. But they spend more of their time, despite them being a runner, in order to improve their performance, they need to improve the parts of the day that they spend the most time in. And most times, that's sitting down at a desk, writing something, being on the computer. Now when that happens, there's a common compensation that happens amongst many people, anterior pelvic tilt. So, where to start? Okay, let's, the guy's looking this way, so you know, it's kind of a point of view perspective. The hip joint is basically tilted this way. This is a neutral, stable joint. Okay, this is what it should look like. Now, how can you tell the difference? Most common things that we don't normally see is their lower back is very, very arched, and that's a result of the hip being pulled this way. And two, mainly their hip kind of caves in like that. Okay. Now, if you notice in the neutral side, that doesn't happen. It's pretty flat on equal and even sides. And two, the main thing to look out for is in the neutral hip position right here, this spacing, the part that I colored in black, that's correct spacing for the femur. So it's designed to move inside of that space. Now, when the anterior pelvic tilt happens, that spacing actually becomes a little less. So you notice in the front, there's not a lot of spacing going on, which means it's basically kind of jammed like that. Okay? So that means that some muscles are going to be turned on, some muscles aren't. Now, to understand it from an even simpler perspective, I drew a Jenga game. Okay? This is the Jenga blocks from the start. Everything's stacked up, everything's nice and stable. Nothing is out of place. Now, partway through the game, you're pulling parts, you know, pieces of blocks away, and then the weights start to shift. But in order for the Jenga blocks to remain stable and still, you know, you're still able to play the game, weights have to shift around in order to distribute weight in very unnatural positions. And therefore, that's what's going on here. So that's what we're basically going to try to remedy when we're going to give you these exercises that we're going to go through. But that's a pretty good understanding of what we're looking for today and how to correct it. So we're going to keep this PVC pipe in line with its 3 points of contact. It's going to lean against the wall in about as optimal of a position that we would kind of like as he would be running. So we kind of like cue him. Alright, so now what he's going to do is he's going to lift his legs up as if he's running. But he has to now maintain the 3 points of contact, neutral spine, the entire time that he does leg pull. So we're going to have him rep it out for about 5 reps, and you guys can kind of see if there's any type of movement going on. Is he shifting too far back? Now the PVC helps keep everything in line, and that's what we're looking for when you're out on the road. Now applying this, a lot of people, if we didn't have this PVC pipe, we always see a lot of forward oscillation going like that. They're always breaking through here. And two, they don't really understand how to actually hinge from their hips. So when Trevor pulls it up, you want to see this close up. Sometimes they'll stop the closing sensation because the anterior pelvic tilt is there. So we're going to have him anteriorly pelvic tilt real quick. There, okay, so now as he pulls up, his femur is going to run into his own hip. Now when that happens, the body still needs to bring that knee pretty high. That's what we've told it to do. Therefore, in order for it to do that, he'll probably crack a little bit at his upper thoracic region and break forward. Now we got a broken runner right here. This shows exactly what we commonly see amongst our runners that come through, and mainly this is one of the biggest corrections that we're always working on.